What's up? Oh, whoa. Oh, we have 5 camera frames.
Oh, yeah. Surprise. Ty is in an airplane.
Ty is in an airplane.
Can I get my head in the CN box?
One moment, I can fix this.
Let me look what we're doing.
Misfit is both Sawyer and Wick, depending on which side of the screen you lean to.
I did not even think about that.
I'm really good at punching things and stuff.
Oh, weird.
Hey, everyone. While Rob is fixing stuff, hello. I seem to be in my frame, at the very least. I'm a little... I don't have a chin, but I'm here. Welcome back to Misty Mountain Streaming. Welcome back to Hallow Stream. Maddy, look over below Rob's face. On the stream, look over below Rob's face.
Am I looking in the right spot?
We're getting there. It's super ugly.
Oh my god, I didn't realize!
We have new art! Which way is it on
stream? Look at the little scribbles.
Oh,
that
I
way.
love the little...
Aren't they adorable?
That's like afterwards when we all sit around and try to make like a book about our adventures. Those are the illustrations.
Yes, it is perfect. We enjoyed them so much that I asked Rob if he would put them on the overlay for the next time we played, and he got it done, like the gentleman and scholar that he is.
I'm honored.
Oh, we got Tyler is here in the chat with us, by the way.
Ty.
Hey, Ty.
I hope your flight is going well if you're on the plane, and if not, I hope it goes well once you get off.
Yes.
Oh, you can't even see me. Hello.
Yeah, I don't know where...
Hey, Misfit, are you okay with being in Ty's frame tonight? Because we apparently don't have a frame for just you.
Oh, you could never mind. Hello to Irish Mac, hello to Eric, and hello to Sheepy, all you wonderful people who are watching us right now. And if I didn't name you, then you haven't showed up in chat yet. Say hello. We are Misty Mountain Streaming. We like to tell and experience great stories, and we're doing that by playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. The thing that we like to do, that we normally do, that we haven't done in a little bit. At least I haven't. As we are fixing things, I have a couple of things to talk about. Because this is Hallow Stream, this is the week of us doing Halloween content. As you can see, I think down in that corner, if I'm pointing in the right direction, it's always hard for me to tell when I'm not in charge of the stream, we still have our follower goal. If we get to 59 followers before the end of the month, we will be at 950 even, which is very close to 1,000, which is the real goal, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't think we're getting to 1,000 in October unless without some divine intervention. So we're shooting for 950, and we are 16 away. If you enjoy watching us, if you're a member of this community, and there's someone that you know that doesn't love us yet, They probably just haven't been exposed to us, so introduce us. We'd love to meet them.
Yes, expose
Keep
to
sending
them.
people our way.
Yes, rather than us exposing
New
ourselves to them,
friends.
we would rather you expose us to. You see what I mean. Uh,
Phrasing.
also,
Phrasing.
we are doing a subscriber giveaway just for this week. Our first goal was already blown out of the water, so a metal set of hollow jingling necro dice are going to someone during our first stream of the month of November, which is my birthday month, by the way. So I'm feeling very generous. And now, every 10 subscribers we get, and we're only 4 away from our first giveaway, is going to get a little mystery bag. And in our little logoed mystery bag, there is going to be a set of acrylic dice. There is going to be one of our cool class bracelets, which I'm always wearing the Bard and the Paladin. And there's going to be one of our cool little class pins. Here's a ranger for everyone to see.
I have
I've
one of the
got-
cleric ones.
I've got the Bard ones. It's not focusing because, of course, it's not. There's the wizard. He's especially adorable.
Oh, he's so cute.
There he is.
All right, I got
Thank
that fixed.
you.
I'll be right back.
He is a sweetheart. Every 10 subscribers we get, someone new will win a little bag with those things in. If you are very nice to me, you could even pick which classes you get. And
That's such a crazy coincidence, Rob, because on
is it?
Misty Mountain Gaming's website, we just put a bunch of different tiers of mystery bags up for sale, and you
Yes.
could use our codes for a discount on them. Mine is Maddie10.
Maddie Ken. Misfit, what's yours?
Misfit 10. Be a weirdo.
Woohoo!
Mine is wannabe 10, but if you would rather use mine, I'd rather you use Twins 10. That's TWINS 10, because then my brother will get the money, and I don't have 3 kids to take care of, so let him have the
I have a dog child. Does that count?
Oh,
I got
yes,
one of
my
those, but
lizard.
he is very self-sufficient.
She needs worms.
I love it. So yes, we are doing more giveaways all the way through the end of the month, and we're streaming every night through the end of the month up until Halloween night, in which case I hope you guys all go out trick-or-treating or consume many adult beverages or do something else fun.
I'm
I will be
making a
I'm gonna-
last-minute costume for Halloween.
Oh, what are
I'm
you
gonna go
doing? Do
scare
we get
the
to know?
pants off people.
It's just like a little witch girl,
Nice.
but this is just like a. I found this orange fabric in my stash, and I was like, Halloween.
Where are you making people pantsless, Misfit?
At the Tales of Terror haunted attraction in Orlando at the Orlando Fairgrounds.
Ooh, cool. If I was anywhere close, I would come visit.
We actually
Ooh! Ty
Ooh.
just gave out 5 tier 1 subs. We have a giveaway already.
Giveaway.
Oh my god!
It's such a scary time.
Ty's
So
the best.
spooky. Thank you, Ty. Also, if you are one of the 5 people who just got a subscription, you have good old Tyler to thank for it.
Woohoo! I see my friend Mew got one. She's great. She's another cosplayer. You guys should go check her out.
Yeah, I will be. Whoever wins, I will help assemble a bag just for them. Oh, and Ty would like us to remember that if you want to support her, Panda 10 is her code.
Send Vexy to college.
That's it. I feel like there was one more thing that was important. Oh, I'm gonna go reset that subscriber goal down to 1 out of another 10, and if we hit another 10, I'll give away another thing. And that is all the stalling you needed, right, Rob?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're good. How's the volume on the music in comparison to our voices?
I
All
hope
right.
it's good.
I have no clue.
I have no idea. I've never really sound on. 'Cause that's just weird.
That's fine. We'll just keep talking so that people can.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Blah
It
blah
is.
blah blah blah. Oh,
It
yeah,
is
feel
too
it's
loud.
Good night.
A tad too loud? Alright.
On Spotify,
It is, yeah,
Apple
lower
Music,
it by like
Pandora, we're gonna try and get the Billboard Top 10 or Hot 10 list for the Billboard 100 chart to be all midnight songs, and we're really close. So stream, buy, support my girl.
Did anybody hear the announcements I made over the music? I don't know. Eric says the audio is much better now.
Okay. I can. Oh, too much. Guys, I am not on my A game apparently.
It's
God,
okay.
what's wrong with you?
I still
So
am
many
so
things.
proud.
Do you have time
you were
for me
talking
to
to
go down
him.
the list,
Sorry.
or?
I'd like to get this fixed.
Okay. Anyway, are you guys ready to play some D&D?
What?
I
No.
suppose
Yes.
so.
Maybe.
So, actually, give me a recap. What happened last week?
Oh God, I have to flip back in my notebook.
We
No.
beat the crap out of that witch lady, and then we robbed a bunch of people. We have a loot pile now.
Oh yeah, we got a loot pile.
You do
Yes,
have a
and
loot
we-
pile, but did anybody bring the loot pile with them?
Like, we got unceremoniously kicked out.
Cian
We
has it.
went to bed.
Yeah, I was
So,
gonna say
I-
Ian has it in potassium.
I got to
And
thinking
Cian-
about, because the check with potassium also failed and it was never tried again. I was thinking
Well,
about that
Cian
today.
is passed out on Sawyer's back right now because he didn't get a good night's rest before. So you'll have to wait until Cian wakes up to check on that.
Okay.
But yeah, we were gonna go find the Orrery of Tragedies, but instead we decided to sleep, and then we were shown the way out.
She said, "Get out! I don't like you people." You're
But it's
stupid."
okay
I-
Not
because the actors were able to sneak down into the tunnel to get to the mines, and Amador and Gleam are off having their own adventure to find her sister, her other shadow sister. Yeah,
Listen.
listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
And we're walking out into the fog and the mists of Barovia, and we'll be visiting Strahd shortly, I assume.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
Straight from the Feywild to the Shadowfell, baby! Barovia, here we come.
Let's go.
Ravenloft or bust.
Yeah, so Bitter End she honored her word. She gave you guys free reign of the castle. You slept, and she pointed you in the direction of the Palace of Heart's Desire. You started making your way across this long stone bridge, is probably the best way to describe it, into the mist. It clears up at the beginning, kind of showing you that there is a bridge there, but it starts to thicken up, after a couple hours of walking on it. Not so much that you can't see where you're going, but you can't see your destination anymore. There's not really any, left or right turns. It's just a straight just stone pathway. As you are walking down the path, you've made it a few hours in, and you've come across a fairly decent sized building. It appears to be like it could be a house. It could be a shop. You're not really sure right off the bat, but immediately, well, actually, no. We'll start with there. You've encountered this nice building.
Is it made out of candy?
It is not made out of candy, unfortunately.
Okay, we're not in a Hansel and Gretel. That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
So we can cross that one off our list. The others on the table.
Very much so.
Real quick, as we've been kind of walking, Sawyer has pulled out. Actually, you know what? She goes, Hey, Cheshire, can I borrow one of your little sashes off your belt? I want to kind of like strap Cian up to my chest so my hands are free.
Yes, that'd be fine. You can take several. Just don't take too many,
yeah,
or then
thank
my
you.
fuzzy pants will be visible.
Oh, yes. Well, I think with his size, if I take like one of the longer ones, I can
Also,
kind of
which-
just...
Do you have a preference of color? And I'm just like thumbing through.
Let's go with like a nice little blue one to match the little guy.
Okay.
And I like pat his head. All right,
Well,
and gonna like tie him up so he can just like hang on the front of me and I can run.
what? Oh.
right. Everyone just talking
Papoose. He's in a papoose. That's the word for that.
Papoose.
Everyone just remember baby on board.
Right. Perfect. Excellent. Did anyone have breakfast? I don't think we had breakfast.
No, we did not have breakfast.
I think I have some
Kind of
stale
skipped out.
rations, unless
Oh gosh, all of my rations were still with me when we went into that swamp, and I've been very loath to go and see the state of them since then.
I dig out like a couple really stale expired rations. They're probably still fine.
Do you think anyone in that place off the way might have something to eat?
Probably. Yeah. And if they're not sure about us and don't trust us, we can tell them that we're like the best performers in town, and that'll probably impress them.
Also, yes, we should probably play it by ear whether to bring up the fact that Indolin loved our performance so
It's
much.
true,
That might
yeah,
be a soft
yeah.
spot.
Test
But
the waters.
we kind of have an embarrassment of riches at the moment, though. I mean, we haven't spent a single
Oh,
gold coin
yeah.
since we got here, and we've just kept getting more. So, yeah, I say we give it... Wick, what do you think?
Wick's gone. He's already like.
Wick?
He's up at the door. Yeah, he takes initiative. Look at him go.
He's just.
Come on, Cheshire. I just
We'll follow up.
head up to the door.
Hey, Rob, by the way, since we had a weird opening, I forgot to bring this up, but I got something in the mail today. Can I interrupt the game and show you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it a Taylor Swift album?
It's not. It's sharper.
Thank you, Icy.
Ooh,
Is that a sword?
It is.
Oh.
that's cool.
Specifically, it is Damascus steel, which I
Oh,
love.
nice.
Ah.
Very fancy.
It's a
That's
big
a-
old
that's
sword.
a
Is it an
man-
actually sharp sword?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
That's some Mandalorian level stuff.
It is. Always. Like, I was looking up reviews for this thing as I was shopping around, because I very rarely get stuff just on a whim. But once I get an idea in my head, I just absolutely have to act upon it.
Again, why we're the same person.
Yeah. And I was looking at the reviews for this just to see if it was like well constructed or how long the tang was and whether people liked the look of it. And everyone was talking about, yeah, I chopped through a 2x4 with this thing. It's like, okay, so it's well made.
Oh yeah, you can be like the samurai sword guy that like cuts through the water jugs. Have you seen those videos?
Oh, have I seen those videos? That was all I watched on YouTube for so long.
Go get you some pumpkins. It's time.
Oh, I could,
Thank you, Ty.
but
Carve you a pumpkin with
I-
your sword.
one of the few weird things that I really like for no reason is Damascus steel. So I was really delighted and I wanted to share.
Do you have a particular like pattern that you like?
Nah, it's kind of difficult to get them exact every time. Just the fact that it is Damascus steel, I am a big fan of. My wedding band used to be Damascus steel, so I don't have that anymore. But now I have this.
Everyone, roll me a perception.
I'm sorry
I
I
don't
led you
feel
all into
like it?
danger again.
No, it's okay. I'd rather it be danger than boring nothing.
You said what again? Perception?
Perception, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And to be clear, am I doing anything for CN or am I not doing anything for CN? I'm fine either way, obviously.
I'm leaving that up to you guys. If it makes sense in the story for him to continue to be sleeping, fine. If he needs to wake up because he got hit, okay.
He'll be in his papoose until
Papoose.
someone says otherwise.
Okay.
Thank you for the inspiration, I see. I got a 14.
11.
I got a 16.
Okay. So as you guys are approaching this building that you're assuming is a tavern or a place where you can get some food, you hear what sounds like crying coming from the inside. But it's not like a typical just like someone crying. It's like a scared mother crying. As far as like just one of those like gut-wrenching cries, like you don't, and you hear another voice saying, "Dear, it's okay. We've brought in the professional. She's gonna take care of everything." And Maddie,
Yeah.
past that, you also hear this just like almost like a scream, a very faint scream. You can't tell where it's coming from other than it's in the house. And you're kind of distracted by the fact that there's someone crying on the inside.
Is it like a scared scream or like I'm in pain scream?
Kind of a in pain, kind of a like a demonic or type of scream, like
Okay.
like something's inside, like so pain's probably the best way
Yeah.
to word it.
Hey, did anyone else hear that slightly demonic scream?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it's just like a big old
No,
like.
that's just Cian snoring.
I look down. Cian's like,
Accurate.
I think unless
No.
Cian knows how to project really, really well, it came from inside. I think.
I would not put
Is-
it past the little fairyland, but if
Fair.
Is there like a window that we can like peep through?
There are windows on the front of the building, but the curtains have been drawn.
Ooh.
Do we want to just like involve ourselves, or do we want to like be sneaky and like?
Wait,
Sneak
up against
around.
one of the windows, like trying to like peek through the
It
like
does-
little break in the curtain.
it does seem rather a bit of a faux pas to ask for breakfast from grieving people. They definitely sound like they have a thing going on.
It's true.
No, that's she really does sound like she's crying herself ragged. I'd hate to move on and wonder if I could have done something.
I mean, they said there was a professional coming in to deal with it. Maybe we should just keep going and not involve ourselves with this house at all for the entire session.
Oh, what's that,
I didn't
Maddie? Your
think.
connection it disconnected. That's weird.
Hello?
Guys, sorry, Sawyer's dead.
Oh man, you gave me a warning about this. Characters can die now. We had a good run. It's fine. It's fine.
You know what? I'll bite. Certainly we've probably had worse things happen to us that seemed more innocent. At least something is on its face. Something is going wrong this time.
Yeah, we can like mentally prepare for something horrifying and terrible.
Vic, do you see anything in the window that you're callously peeping through, invading somebody else's privacy?
So
I mean,
proud.
scouting?
I'm so proud.
What is the meaning of privacy?
Exactly.
Talk about it
just
later.
down this weird. No, I question. Is there? Can Wick run around the back of the house to see if there's a back door?
Ooh.
He is not above B&E.
I would love a B&B right now.
Well, I'm trying to
Or a-
make this place a B&B, but
Or a BLT.
I would say you could walk around back, and there would be a door back there.
okay. So y'all just see like Wick. He answers your question and then he just kind of like darts around the building.
Look at him go.
Need a leash for that fellow.
He's brilliant off of it, though.
It's
Look at
true.
him just cruising. He knows what he's about.
I remember
Like-
having that much energy. It was not recently.
He goes quickly and then slows his pace, trying to be stealthy to the back door and tries to open it like as silently as possible.
Roll me a stealth check.
Oh boy. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
As you get around the back of the house without any kind of issue, You walk up the little steps. You see the back of the house is it's a pretty nice building overall. And as you get up there, the door itself has been locked.
Do I have thieves' tools? No, they broke. I haven't been able to replace them.
You have all the thieves' tools except your lockpicks. Those are the things that broke.
Oh, and that's the thing I need.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to. Is there a cellar door?
Ooh.
No, not from anything that you can see.
All right. He just runs back around the house and he's like, "There's a back door, but it's locked."
Oh, I have a spell for that now. Because our lockpicks keep breaking, I learned a spell that opens doors.
Let's go that way.
Let's do that. Okay. Go opens the door, and he like pushes you.
All right. So we'll make our way around the back of the building, and when I get, how close do I have to be? I mean, I'm gonna be getting close anyway.
Right.
When we get back there, Cheshire will say, sesame seeds, and that is the verbal component for knock. A loud, audible knock that it can be heard up to 300 feet away emanates from the door, and a target that is held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck or barred becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred. And if it's held shut with arcane lock, as per the spell, that spell is suppressed for 10 minutes.
Okay. As you cast that spell to unlock it, you hear it physically unlock, and you're able to jiggle the handle and kind of walk in.
I push it open and gesture for Sawyer to enter first.
Don't mind if I do. I'll stealth in. I'm not the best at stealth, but I will stealth in.
Okay.
And just kind of glance around, see what the dealio is in this room.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth. At disadvantage since you're carrying Cian.
Oh yeah, he's probably just like quietly snoring. Oh no. It really doesn't matter that I rolled with disadvantage because I got a 3 and then I got a 2. So with stealth, it'll be a 5.
Okay.
You're like tripping.
So,
And in all fairness, I just did cast a really loud spell.
yeah.
So-
In his sleep, Cian goes, "Hey, what are you doing with my socks and my pancakes?"
That's about right.
As you're walking around,
That was a
like,
completely
walking
innocent
into the
Cian
door,
line. I'm not doing anything gross.
You kind of-
For the record, because I saw faces made.
You all are
No, I was thinking of
gathering into a hallway, and you're quickly greeted by, well, I wouldn't say greeted, but the man of the house. He's a fairly cleaned up, bigger bugbear. He's dressed nicely as if he's a noble, and because he just heard a noise at the back door, and he sees you all walking in, and he's like, "May I ask what you're doing?"
Is this not the front door? I'm so sorry. I was
"Uh,
under the impression that this was like a tavern or something. We're just traveling, so. Whoops.
I'm inclined to not believe you, as that door was very securely locked for a very good reason.
Hey guys.
Hello. We are a troupe of actors / adventurers who are trying to help people as we journey from place to place, and we heard some trouble inside, and there was the sounds of mourning and grieving and potentially pain, and it is our practice to help people in those circumstances, sometimes whether they want it or not, hence the door. Are you in need of some kind of assistance?
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
Yay! Oop. Ah, dropped it. I'm gonna use an inspiration that Icy sent me. It's not bad, but it could be better. There we go. So that is 15 plus 6. That's a 21.
Okay. So he's like, oh yes, I heard about you all. You were performing for Endolin, some time ago.
We're famous now.
Word travels quickly.
But that doesn't answer my question as to why you just broke in my back door instead of knocking on the front door if you're actually helping.
Well, we didn't know if maybe you were being held hostage or at knife point, or I mean, we've been through a very wide degree of circumstances. In fact, this fellow was a prisoner when we first encountered him. So
Just like strikes a pose.
I know it's not necessarily orthodox, but we do have a startlingly high success rate doing things our own way.
Our first instinct is to assume the worst, and then we come in and make it better. We also were curious if it was a tavern because, traveling and all that.
And you can see we didn't harm the door in any way. Cost me a 2nd level spell slot not to harm the door, by the way. So we are invested in the safety of not only the occupants of the home, but of your home itself, if that's any assurance.
From the other room, you hear the sobbing voice say, "Honey, what is it? What's going on back there? We can't have anything else going on. I can't take this." And he looks at you and he's like, you couldn't have come at a worse time, but you might be able to help. Come in, and he brings you all in, shuts the door and locks it. Can you all roll me another perception check?
Ooh. You have an inspiration from Icy as well, Rob, by the way.
Okay.
That's the same roll I just rolled.
Thanks, Icy.
So I got a
That
15.
would be a 14.
12.
Okay. You all very clearly hear the most gut-wrenching demonic like noises and screams, and you also hear another voice off in the distance saying, may the Lord be with you. You are not welcome here, demon. Leave. I command you to leave.
Which direction is that coming from?
From what you can tell, it's upstairs.
Upstairs.
It would be the same scream I heard from outside.
It did sound very familiar.
Yeah.
It commits that sound to memory.
Attaboy. Yes, it certainly sounds like you have things going on. Whatever's making that sound, I imagine you would very much like that sound to stop. If I were living in a place that made that sound, I would want that sound to stop. Do we need to kill something for you? We're pretty good at it.
Oh, please don't let this come down to you killing my poor sweet Nadia. She's just a little girl. I don't know what has happened. The cleric upstairs thinks that it may be a demonic possession of some sort.
Possession?
That's above our skill set, our knowledge. We thought we had a pretty good.
But your shirt.
Hey.
I've heard the hag talk about possessions before, and they are very dangerous and very scary, and they could happen to anybody.
I've had very few possessions over the course of my life, but I certainly haven't had a demonic one.
Yes, Cheshire, exactly.
I absently am patting Cien's mask as I'm saying this.
Yeah, Sawyer like twists the ring on her finger a little bit. Yeah, it's all fine. I mean, I've never dealt with a demon before, but like maybe we could help somehow.
Well, if you think you can help, please go right away. Go upstairs and help Deidre. She's the finest cleric, or the quickest cleric that we could find to save our poor Nadia.
You're well acquainted with some cleric, aren't you? Her name's not Deidre, is it? Asking Sawyer.
Technically, I've only met her in passing, but I think her name started with an M.
Oh, okay,
maybe,
not the same person.
So.
Oh, it's a shame. I bet she brought me back to life. I bet she would have been ideal for this sort of thing.
Real good. She's probably busy. Just being all famous and shit.
Are you alone out here? I did not see any other houses or anything for that matter.
We are one of the wealthier families here in Prismere, and it seems as if once the change happened that things just started getting dark, I would say. But
does it change as in the sisters taking over?
Yes.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When the Hourglass Coven took over and split up Prismere into 3 different domains, that's when things really started to get weird, get darker, and there really no explanation for it other than that. But please, if you can save our poor Nadia, I have to get back to my wife. She's not doing well.
Question first.
Yes.
Do you have anything to eat?
That's an odd
It is not smart
request.
to fight demons on an empty stomach.
This is true. That's true fact.
Cheshire looks at his hooves. Just not engaging with this.
Even just like a slice of bread for each of us we could take upstairs, like some butter for it if you've got it.
I mean,
Like
that's
we could eat while we
a
work.
very strange request, but yes, come in here. I have some fruit laying in the kitchen.
Yes, perfect.
As you guys walk that direction, he hands each of you an apple.
Crunch, crunch, munch, munch.
Good thing is that these things don't keep clerics away. Only doctors. If only they kept demons away, that would be something. Right then.
Quick, very stands up real straight and starts marching up the stairs, trying to look all tough.
He's so brave.
I'd like to stay actually and ask the parents a couple of questions. Why don't you go ahead of me? I'll be up shortly.
Oh, here I come, Wick.
Okay. Cheshire, what's going on?
We don't have to roleplay it out necessarily. He's just going to ask, when did you notice something was going on? How long has the screaming been happening? Have there been, what changes have you noticed? That kind of stuff while they're upstairs. And when he has kind of the lay of the land, he'll follow them up.
So the screaming and the intense portion of the child's act out has been within the past week or so, and that's when they reached out to the cleric. But the child started showing darker attitudes and moods within the past month.
Different attitudes and moods. Anything specific? Any standout moment that unsettled them or anything? Or just kind of acting unusually for the child?
Acting unusual, but kind of with an obsession of dreams and souls for the most part. Have they seen anyone? Have they entertained any guests around the time of the changes, or not within the last month?
A new item or a new toy or anything that the kid's been playing with?
Not that they've been able to find.
Cool. I'll spend 5 minutes getting this info and then head upstairs.
Okay. Who's first going into the room, or are you both kind of going at the same time? The door is open.
I'll let Wick lead the charge. He's
Okay.
earned it.
Wick. Roll me another perception real quick. Actually, no, you don't. The door is wide open. You don't need to roll. As you round the corner and you look into this room, you immediately see a female like halfling dressed in some armor, has some cloth, like almost like not like a long dress, almost like, I don't know what the actual word for that would be, a long skirt basically.
Like robes? Like churchy robes?
Mainly
Not
just
like a monk's habit.
No, just like waist down. The top is more just like armor. And
Is there any kind of like insignia on him?
Not insignia. You're able to see that it's more just like, it's kind of a mixture of silver, white, and gold. Like the base of the armor is kind of silver. There's some white accents and like gold trim for the most part.
Okay.
So you see them, and they are very much so focused on this child that is laying on the bed. And after your attention is lost from looking at her, you turn your head and you see this child like twitching, and like arms are like going, and eventually like you hear like bones cracking a little bit, but then like lays back down and is like, I'm going to devour this child, and there's nothing you can stop. You all hear that portion of it.
I whisper to the two of you, they seem scarier than any of the hags have been so far. Not gonna lie.
Wick turns around for a moment, starts fiddling around with some stuff that's just in his like sack. He pulls out a toy.
Aww.
Toy, and he, like, brings it over and like puts it very gingerly on the end of the like next on the bed. Like, just have a toy with love, but like I don't want to get too close.
As you set it down, the child just screams like chill. I'm getting chills on my arms right now just talking about it, but like just like, yeah, like it's not like a child scream. It's not the demonic voice, just like a child screaming.
It's okay, Rick. I think it was very nice, and I'm sure they'll like it later.
And the cleric says, "Oh, are you? Thank goodness you all are here. I am in desperate need of help. I may be in over my head.
How can we help?
I'm trying to perform this ritual to cleanse this child, and I can't perform the ritual and defend myself at the same time. So, as I'm performing this ritual, I need you all to protect me and protect the child from anything that may or may not happen."
Yeah, we're pretty good at defending things.
Wick turns around, everybody's like, we cannot kill the child, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping some big scary ghostly thing pops up and we can go after that or something.
Yes, of course, we are here to help.
Ready to help.
We are ready to help. We are just talking about our game plan.
Which is really good.
Help?
Yeah.
Okay, well, please, we gotta get started right away. The Van Herens can't take much more stress. I fear the worst for just their mental and emotional health. Please come in. We'll shut the door. Try and shelter them from as much as we can of what may happen.
Sounds like a good plan.
Uh,
I will close the door.
I'm gonna position myself next to the cleric, like right next to them, so I can defend directly if anything comes at them.
Okay.
Wick uses a mage hand to shut the door. And he kind of like goes next to the bed, but like far away, without out of arm's reach, but is like next to the bed and like crouched down real low.
And Cheshire, where are you going to position?
I assume I'm still downstairs.
Oh, you said you came upstairs.
I thought you were coming up.
Well, yeah, I've talked to them for 5 minutes. I don't think this has taken 5 minutes yet, has it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fair.
That's fair. So you hear.
In that case, before the door closes, I go, "Hey, Jessa, just like knock 3 times before you come in, so we know it's you. We might be fighting something up here."
Okay. Great.
And you hear the
Wait,
door.
fighting?
You hear the door slam shut.
Anyway,
excuse me.
bye.
And, I think. Hold that thought. He'll make his way upstairs and knock as told.
So you walk in and you see basically you see this child twitching and making like these awful noises, which you had pictured something in your head downstairs, but as you got up here, it is nothing what you had expected. The lanterns within the room are all kind of dimmed, for the health of the child, and you see the cleric there, and she says, quick, shut the door.
Okay.
And she's like, I know you weren't in here just a minute ago, but 3 is better than 2. I'm getting ready to perform this ritual on this child, and I need you to defend me from whatever happens.
Hi, I'm Cheshire.
Hello, Cheshire. I'm Deidre. I'm Deidre Farland. I'm a cleric from the palace, and the Van Herons reached out to me asking for assistance, and I'm here.
The Palace of Heart's Desire?
No, not that palace, unfortunately. They're pretty stingy. I forget that we're so close to the Heart's Desire, but are you all
a cleric of who? I follow Malil, and with a little bit of a penchant for Shantae. Who is it that you serve?
I'm
agnostic.
Anyway.
DM knows nothing about clerics, so
Is it one I recognize and like? We'll say.
We'll say. The description that I got from them they are a good, like a not neutral good, but like not evil, not chaotic, like just straight to the point.
And can I do for Rob's benefit as well as Cheshire's, can I do a quick insight check on the gal or a religion check, whatever you feel is more appropriate, before I let this lady do whatever I want to a clearly alien child? I'd like to make sure I'm on board.
Absolutely.
Okay. This might not tell me much, but I'm gonna have a 15.
Let's see. I'm trying to pull up information real quick.
And if it's just she's trustworthy, let her do her thing.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far into it for future stuff, but yeah, like everything is good.
Okay.
You do.
Is the child
trust.
restrained?
The child is not restrained, just laying in bed, because there's been so much twitching and like the body is kind of like started to deform itself, not transform, but just like arms and legs bending in ways they shouldn't. The head's kind of starting to turn a little bit.
Do we need to try and like? Is she fine like that for whatever we're doing? That I don't think an arm should bend that way, and maybe if we stopped the arm bending that way, it wouldn't bend that way.
I'm not going to lie to you. This is probably going to be pretty gruesome, but it's actually safer for her to be unrestrained.
And just for Rob's benefit, she's of course in a white nightgown, right?
Yes. Yep.
Damn. Okay, great.
Classic horror story.
The little girl
divine.
bugbear. She's a child, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Approximately 6 to 7 years old.
Okay. Sorry, I'm complicating this as I try and get
Oh yeah, you are.
in my head what's
Yeah.
in your head.
But I'd rather you like help paint the picture. So.
Okay, lights dimmed, white nightgown, lady kid bugbear, priest of somebody I like. Yeah, Cheshire will position himself nearest the door, just in case something tries to get in or something tries to get out. And you said you needed protecting, so he'll go ahead and pull out the flame tongue scimitar, and to save myself a bonus action later, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. So the dimmed lights is pretty much going to be a moot point. This is going to be a real shiny room now.
Okay. So as you activate it, the child starts screaming and like contorting in other ways, like she's in extreme pain now, as if she's sensitive to the light.
I put it behind my back. Well behind my back. Whatever you're doing, hurry!
Cheshire, please don't. Like, it must stay dim in here. I fear that it might hurt the child.
Well, if I don't have my sword on fire, it might hurt me. All right. I'll like flap the sword and turn off the fire for now.
She looks at the three of you and says, I can't thank you each enough for helping. I know the Van Herons will appreciate this as well. If you're ready, I'll start the ritual, and we'll hopefully see each other on the other side.
Yeah, I'm ready, and I strike a cool pose.
As the Van Halens once said, might as well jump. Let's do it.
You're lucky. I started listening to Dungeons and Daddies. Side note
Yes!
here. And
Yes!
You're lucky that I'm not putting in the dad joke D4 damage to everybody in the party, because I love that.
I would kill everyone. Did I recommend that to you, or is that coincidence that we both listened to that?
Just coincidence. I started it this week, actually.
Heckin' good, bro.
I'm on like the 5th episode, I think. So
strap in for some Freddie Wong bullshit, man.
Oh my god, it's Ron. I love Ron.
Everybody loves Ron.
Anyway, back to our story that we're telling. So, as you all agree that you're ready, Deidre starts chanting in a language that none of you really comprehend. But you can tell that she's performing a ritual. As she starts chanting and gets past that point of like, oh, we're just starting to say words, you see a golden lit portal kind of open above the bed. Within the portal, you see like a sunny field with some trees. You see some wildlife, some birds flying. A very just peaceful scene that it looks as if it could be a dream, probably. How do you all react to that?
Wick memorizes the words to said chant and starts to chant, thinking that it'll help make it more powerful, because he doesn't actually know how this works.
I think Sawyer is just very confused.
But Wick is very intently staring at the bed, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, Cheshire's got his back teeth clenched together, but his face is just vacant. But his eyes are very open. He's choosing his moments to blink very carefully in case something happens.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Can I just flip C into my back?
So is he
So
upside
he has
down now?
some. Sure. But just so he has cover in case something comes at Sawyer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just really quick. Whoosh.
Yeah. So as you all are, this portal opened up above the child, and it shows this very pleasant scene. It catches you all really off guard because you were ready for the worst. You know, something truly evil coming out. But instead, you are greeted by a wonderful smell of wild flowers that are entering the room, and you all recover all your spells.
Ooh.
Oh. Congratulations, guys. My spell shots on my face.
I got full spell slots. The spells, the slots.
I'm gonna steal that. That's funny.
Is it loud in here with the chanting and everything, or is it just is it fairly quiet?
It's not quiet, but it's not like screaming. It's just like having a conversation with somebody.
Okay.
At the time, the intensity of Deidre's voice hasn't increased. She's not strained at all. Just kind of going through the motions at this point.
Is this what's supposed to happen? Is this what we were expecting? I didn't know what to expect, but this probably wasn't it.
He's kind of nice, not gonna lie.
You don't get any kind of response from her. She's very concentrated on the ritual itself.
We'll talk later.
I trust to judgment.
A few more seconds go by. The golden portal starts to gray up and start to swirl a little bit from grays to sooner like blacks, blues, like, and it starts swirling. All of a sudden, you hear this cacophony of bells and chimes just start thundering throughout the room. And you all, let's see, you all take 15 points of damage.
Oh.
Ooh, no saves or anything. Damn.
And
This is fine.
as you're all kind of hit with that, you see that Deidre is also kind of hit with it, and she winces, but she doesn't seem to have taken damage. But her cadence of the ritual seems a little more stressed and strained as she's trying to get these words out properly. So how are you all reacting to that?
Wick is looking around the room, but continuing to repeat whatever is being said as like, okay, this is just how we do this, right? No. So he's just repeating these words that he has no idea what means, and like kind of holds his rib cage like, oh god, that hurt.
Did we hear the bells in a certain direction, or was it just kind of all around us?
It filled the room. It was almost deafening.
Then I'll stay where I am. I'm not gonna move or anything.
Okay.
Cheshire will cast Cure Wounds on himself. And get some of those hit points back. Cheshire's scared. Always.
As you are sitting there, you're like, you know, kind of like you got tinnitus, like your ears are ringing, like you don't really understand what's happening. Like you just have the sweet aroma, and then immediately just hit hard with these loud ringing bells, and you see a wild chestnut colored horse come running out of the portal, and as it gallops across the room, it mysteriously vanishes into the wall on the other side of the room.
Wick just watches this happen, keeps chanting. watches it happen.
This isn't what I thought would be happening in this sort of situation. Can I make some sort of like perception check to see if there's anything going on around us that I'm missing?
Yeah.
15.
15. You don't see. The only thing that is going on, the lights of the lanterns are flickering, almost like there's a slight breeze coming through. But from what you can tell, it's probably from the portal. Deidre is very focused on, and like she's really chanting this ritual out, trying to cleanse the child, and the child is now starting to put up a fight, like arguably trying to resist the ritual that's happening.
Okay. Sawyer's she's gonna fall back on an old instinct that she used to use in the fighting pits back at home. And she's just gonna say, Hey, you demon, come and get us! You picking on this little girl when you can have someone like me? Come on! And she's just gonna kind of egg it on in hopes of it showing itself so we have something we can target.
Okay. As you're finishing up saying that, the room gets eerily quiet. You can faintly hear Deidre now, like chanting, but not at the same volume that she was just mere seconds ago. And all of a sudden, all of the lanterns on the wall that were dimly lit all go out. And a very hollow and cracked voice. It's like that cracked of like being misused all the time, and it says, "I'm coming for you."
Good. Bring it on.
You come for her, you're going to have to deal with a very chatty ring.
Yeah.
Just like to point that out.
You'll have to fight off my other curse.
Want to maybe come for someone else?
The ring says, "What's he volunteering me for? I want nothing of this."
Oh no, just, there's someone else who says they're coming for me. You're gonna have to defend me if you want to keep staying on my ring and not have some other demon come after me.
Tell you what, I have an ingenious plan. Let's kill the child.
Oh my god. No! Why do you always miss? Your perspective is skewed like 20 degrees to the right.
Look, I'm just saying, we kill the child, we don't deal with that.
No, the demon's still going to exist. I think you're not understanding this.
If we kill
There's
the
another
source,
evil thing.
the demon doesn't exist.
No, the demon it has taken over the child. You're not understanding technicalities here.
How loudly are you having this conversation?
Oh, I thought it was in my head.
Oh, are you talking in your head or?
Yeah, this is in my
Okay.
head. She might be doing the hand movements
Okay,
as
that's
she
fair.
talks, but it's in her head.
But all the lights are out, so nobody can see you at this point.
You
so.
can just hear movement.
So, as you are kind of caught off guard by like, are you guys scared of the voice that just spoke out of what seems to be nowhere?
Sawyer's
We've heard
hiding
voices
it.
out of nowhere from all over.
That's
Like,
fair.
Yeah.
Beginning of this adventure. That doesn't mean I'm not scared of them, but I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah, Sawyer's hiding the scared with overconfidence like usual.
Cheshire will, real quick, call out to Sawyer. Say, whatever's going on, and whoever you're talking to, you've got this. You punched a kraken to death. She punched a kraken to death. If anyone was wondering.
Yeah. And a hag.
And
I'll add it to the list. I'll add you to the list, you creep.
by hollering, I'm gonna give you one of my D8 inspiration dice.
Thank you. Okay, put this one off to the side.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's got little flowers in it. I got it at the Misty Mountain booth.
Nice. As you
Love that
guys
boof.
are like you're in the dark, almost just scared of what just happened because you're the only ones in this room, and the fact that they all went out at the same time, and then that crackly voice just came out of nowhere. The portal itself starts to kind of glow again, and you see the image of a snow white rabbit hopping through the portal, sniffing around the bed, and
Is the rabbit.
and let's see. Can I have each of you just roll me a straight d20?
Ooh.
Oh,
2.
I'm gonna use an instance of lucky.
Ooh.
Lucky, look at you having feats.
I got a 17.
That's not.
That's
That's
my
way better.
dragon.
Not great, but
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I got those ones too.
We match.
Like y'all shop at the same shop or something.
I know,
That's so
right?
crazy.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. So as this like pure as white snow rabbit is hopping along the bed, kind of sniffing, it like jumps down and it makes its way over to Cheshire, trying to befriend you with its cuteness.
I'll fall for it.
Are you going to jump through the wall like the horse did? That seems to be the thing. Of things coming out of that portal.
It looks at you and like kind of tilts its head back and forth. Its ears are twitching, and it doesn't seem as if it's gonna hop through a wall.
Too cute. Don't fall for it.
I, like reach out my hoof. Like we're kind of in the middle of something. You're quite adorable, but you might get hurt if you stay here. And I like try and brush it aside.
As you brush it aside, it becomes sad, but it kind of like it stays by the wall near you.
That's I reckon as good a spot as any. Good bunny.
And as
And there goes the overlay. Welcome,
Look,
Ty.
it's
Hey, I'm in the dungeon master spot now.
Ty. Just here to mess stuff up.
Oh.
Oh, there she
Oh,
goes.
bye.
this stream really is
Just some
spooky, guys.
chaos.
Oh,
Oh, a ghost.
the ghost! It's the ghost of CN. So as you kind of shoo this rabbit away, it makes its way back up, like towards the bed and towards the portal. It closed on me. There we go.
Portal.
Oh no!
No, not the portal.
Open it.
We're screwed.
As the chanting increases, you start to hear the bones starting to like crush and almost snap in the child, and this gut wrenching, just screaming and mixed with demonic voices, and you all will have disadvantage on any like straight checks until the ritual is complete. Just from being distracted on that. As you are just again, like you're almost grossed out by all of these noises of like arms bending in ways, heads cracked to the side. You see an image of a old crackling woman that is twisted in branches. And it enters the mind's eye of everyone in the room. I'm not really sure what that means, but that's what it says.
Means we're all picturing it clearly.
Okay, cool.
Wait, is this something that I can see? Like tangibly see?
Yeah.
Alright, since we can tangibly see it, I want to use...
It's like a portal, so.
Oh.
It's not like
I
a
don't know if I-
physical.
Oh.
Okay, so then I have a question.
Okay.
If I used Mind Sliver, would it work? Because it technically says I just have to see it.
What does Mind Sliver do?
It's a psychic attack.
I'll let you. If you want to try and cast it, that's up to you. Because you
All right,
can't.
I'm gonna cast-
You can see it, and it's not like you've made physical contact with it, so you wouldn't know if it's real or not.
It's a cantrip. You won't be out anything if you miss, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. All right, doing it as cantrip.
And describe to me what it looks like as you're casting this.
So Wick goes from his mimic chanting to like, and points at it and just like says, "Ah, I got you now. I got you now. I'm going to think real hard." And he just like starts thinking really hard.
You see the image that you're all able to see of this old woman. It kind of like flickers a little bit, but it doesn't seem damaged, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I gotta roll again. There's a long table on this, guys.
Can I do some sort of check to see if it would benefit us to go through the portal or if we should stay here?
Yeah, can we throw a dagger at it or something?
Yeah.
I think we have an.
Oh yeah, I have a dagger I just took off of
Yeah.
Who did I take that dagger off of?
One of
the lady, the scary lady, the mean scary lady.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, can I just chuck that dagger through the portal at this lady?
Yeah.
This creepy lady? Okay. Ooh, okay. That's 18 plus 6 to hit.
Okay. So as you chuck this dagger, you see it go into the portal from the angle that you're sitting in, and you hear a thud. And as you're looking, you see that the dagger is just stuck into the wall on the other side of the portal.
All right. Hey, I whisper back to Ian. I know you're asleep, but remind me to get that before we leave.
As you're trying to figure out if this portal is real or not, like what's going on, you hear 3 thuds hit the floor as 3 drunken satyrs all stumble into the room, and they're like, "Oh, this is the weirdest pub I've ever seen. Why are you guys here? Why are you in our pub?"
Yeah,
I think you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, made the mistake earlier thinking this was a tavern. It's not. It's a bedroom. Not for you. Someone else's bedroom already claimed.
Well, that simply can't be. Like, this is where we were told to go. And just being in a drunken state, there's no reasoning with him. And the one that you were talking to, just like, you know what? Forget it. And they're gonna take a swing at you. So,
This isn't my first
everyone,
drunken
go
bar
ahead
fight.
and
Let's go.
roll initiative.
Drunken satyrs. But she portrayed one so well.
Yeah, I'm one of you guys. I've got fuzzy pants in my bag. I got a dirty 20 for initiative.
Nice.
19.
Now, is initiative a check that I have a disadvantage on?
We'll say
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, technically it would be a check. So
Crap.
thanks for reminding me on that.
Sorry. I got a 10.
Oh, I got 19 instead of a dirty
Nice.
20.
Okay. So,
And these guys popped out of the
7.
portal.
yep.
Got a 7.
Mm.
Yeek.
If only they were Heron gone, I'd know exactly how to handle this.
So the first satyr is going. I'm just gonna have them attack in a group. I just rolled group initiative for him.
That's the way to do it.
He is gonna take a swing on Sawyer. So
Okay. He's about to make an enemy.
that's a natural 20.
Mm.
Critical enemy.
Let's see. So I need a D6.
So rude.
So you'll take 5 points of pierce or just bludgeoning damage since it was just a
Okay.
fist attack.
Uh,
While the second one is then going to charge at Cheshire. With
Okay, I stand in front of the bunny.
it's gonna ram. Well, that is a 2. So as you step in, did you say you stepped behind or in front of the bunny?
No, in front of to defend the adorable bunny.
Okay. So he's.
Oh, I thought you were using him as a meat shield.
It's not a very
Yeah,
big
me
meat
too.
shield.
The ram is gonna. It's running at you full force, and it kind of just like hits the wall and like stumbles back and is kind of caught off guard. And then
If it's stumbling back, this won't do any damage. I just take the back of my blade and like set it against his horns and tap his head into the wall again.
Okay. I'll say.
Sober up, you're a disgrace, you're a stereotype. Good
Let's see.
lord.
He will take 3 points of damage from that.
No, you don't have to do it. I'm gonna attack him sincerely in a second.
No, that's just like embarrassment damage because of societal pressures.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then the third one is going to pull out a short bow and aim at Wick. And since he's drunk, it's going to be with disadvantage. Which the first one was a natural 20. The second one was a 50.
These guys are lucky.
A dirty 20 to hit.
Oh, that totally hits.
Okay.
Unless I can use uncanny dodge.
It'll still hit, you'll just half the damage, which is great on a
Half
crit.
damage is better than full.
Oh, on a crit?
Is
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
It'll be 9 points of piercing damage.
Mhm.
Is that already half, or
Oh no,
Needs to
that
be halved.
that needs to be halved if you're using the dodge.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the dodge.
Okay, so you'll take 4.
4.
That's way better.
And I was a dummy and didn't actually write your initiatives down. What did you guys get?
I got a 10.
19. We all said it at the exact same time.
Maddie is at the top, then me, then
And me.
Wick.
Okay.
And
So
what was
Matt-
the initiative for the bad guys?
They rolled a 20.
Okay,
They're
so
right
it's
before me.
them, then Maddie, then me, then
Yep.
Misfit.
Okay. So Maddie, you are up.
Okay. There's a guy right in front of me, right?
Correct.
Ha! Right to the face, punching him.
Okay.
Screw that guy.
22 to hit.
A 22 most definitely hits.
All right, so that first punch, it's gonna be 8 damage. I'm gonna do my second attack on the same guy. Oh baby, that's a 24 to hit.
It barely skims him. But...
Just barely. Oh, and this is gonna be full damage. 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So
And then
I'll just stop you right there. What does this look like as you're just punching this guy as you finish him?
as soon as she saw this was turning into like a drunken bar fight, she was just like, all right, down and dirty. Nothing special's going on here. So she just like, she gets hit and she like takes a step back to put all her weight on her back leg. And then she throws herself forward for the first one and then just swings back around for a second sort of cross cut, if you will.
Okay. And
She's just like,
as your punches
this is why you don't drink over your limits. Come on.
As your punches connect, you like as it hits, you literally see the lights leave his eyes, and he's just knocked out cold. And like from the force of your punch, he slides back against one of the walls, and he's out of the way, so you don't have to worry about tripping on him.
I crack my knuckles. And I turn to where the other two satyrs are, and I go, I can do more, like, right now, so this is up to you guys if you want to keep doing this. If you want to say, like, I give up, then we can stop. Otherwise, and I point to the one that hit Wick, you're next. 3, 2... Alright, I'm gonna use my movement to head over to that guy, and I'm gonna use a key point for a flurry of blows on him.
Okay.
Gal.
So first, 16 to hit.
It hits.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll for the second one right now, too. That's gonna be an 18 to hit.
That hits as well.
So we're gonna do... The first hit is gonna be 9 points, the second one is 6 points of damage.
Okay. So what's it look like as you finish off this one?
Same exact thing. Just pop, nothing special. But when I swing the second one, I turn to look at the remaining satyr. Watch this! Bam! So he's like extra threatened.
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation on that.
Oh, heck yeah. After traveling through space, I'm proficient in that.
At disadvantage.
Okay, that's
All
still
the
not too
screaming.
bad. 16.
Okay. So the satyr over there, he's kind of seeing stars from just running full force into the wall, and then again having his face beat off the wall. And he looks at you and he's like, he seems scared, but you're far enough away from him that he doesn't have to worry for the moment.
How far away is he?
I mean, 10 feet.
Oh, he's close enough, baby.
He's
I
fine.
lock eyes with him. I go, you've made your choice. And I'm just gonna walk over to him. No rush. One more key point. We're gonna do another flurry of blows.
Plane and house.
It's like a 25
It hits.
to hit. The second one is gonna be, oh, this might not hit, a 15?
A 15 hits.
Oh. Alright, the first hit is gonna be a 5. Second hit is gonna be a 7 damage.
Okay. He is just he's hurting bad and he's seeing stars, but he's stumbling around, but he's still up.
Okay. I'm like, look at me, yeah, you can leave if you want to, but these guys are gonna get you. Just want you to prepare yourself. And I'm gonna use 5 more feet of movement to just back up a little bit.
You know what? Why don't you just leave as he's like trying to like put his jaw back
Okay.
in place?
I see we've learned nothing, and that's my turn.
Cheshire, you are up.
And there's one left standing,
Yep,
and it's next to me.
correct.
Got it.
I would say this is going to hurt me a lot more than it's going to hurt you, but... And I will whack him with my drawn scimitar.
Okay.
I'm not even sure you're real. I'm wondering if I should feel bad about this at all. Alrighty then.
I love the self-dialogue that Cheshire has all the time.
That's a 23 to hit.
It definitely hits.
Okay. And that'll be... This one is 2d6. That's low damage, but it's still a 7 points of slashing and cold. Is he still up?
What does it look like as you just whapped him with your scimitar?
It's the Frostbrand scimitar, so I'm looking at him and I go for his head because satyr heads are very well protected as compared to our other fleshier bits. And he has a frosty chipped horn as I clang a magic scimitar into his horned head, which hopefully knocks him the hell out.
It did more than knock him the hell out. As your sword came down, it frosted through the horn and kind of split into his skull as he falls down to the ground.
Either this is way sharper than I thought, or you needed to drink your milk. I'm sorry about that. I turn back to the bunny. You okay? Sorry about that.
And he looks at you and like you can see his little whiskers moving around, just be like yeah, I'm okay, Dad.
Just vibing.
Kind of like that type of vibe.
Okay, how's everyone feeling? Are we? Do we need help?
You hear?
Wick takes the opportunity to drink a healing potion.
Deidre, is this supposed to be happening? Is this within the parameters of the whatever you're doing?
So you hear Deidre say, "Just hold in there. We're so close. I can feel it. She's finally giving up." And about that time,
The child or the demon?
she didn't say. About that time, you get a very stagnant stench of a fetid swamp and decaying foliage drifting from the portal. And I will need you
God,
all,
we're back in hither.
I'll need you all to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
At disadvantage.
Okay, straight. Is this the same disadvantage thing from earlier? Because checks
Yes.
and saves are different.
Oh, I mean that's fair.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah, no, it says save, so.
Okay. Because I'm not good at these, baby.
Wait, that's still with disadvantage?
No, just straight
No,
up.
just
No.
straight roll.
I rolled a 19,
Okay.
and I have a +1.
Oh, nice. 15 for me.
Okay.
10.
Okay. Dice. What are dice?
Even our dice.
Sawyer and Wick, you will take you start vomiting profusely from this smell that is filling the room, and you will take 9 points of damage.
Well, I'm glad that I just took that healing potion just to vomit it back out.
Oh no.
Ugh. Is that this a wretched scent? I do not like it. Blech.
How is Cheshire reacting to seeing his friends just uncontrollably vomiting?
All right, responding to a work message. I'm also getting on a plane tonight, and I got a thing. Seeing his friends vomiting. Oh God, Deidre, things are getting worse. You're not. This is. I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, but this does not seem to be the way to do it. How far away is everyone in... This is a pretty small room, right? A couple of steps.
Yeah, it's a standard bedroom size.
Okay. I'll take a couple steps away. You're missing some hit points, yeah, Wick?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on Wick. I'm infamously bad at casting this spell, so, temper your expectations.
Any heal is better than no heal.
You say that, but I did roll a 1, so that's 4 points of healing.
4?
4.
Hey, it's still better than nothing. I will take it. That puts me back at 20 and not, 16.
Oh! Then good.
Oh.
As you're kind of healing up and like cleaning yourselves up from that,
I
all
will
of
clean that up
the
later.
all
Like,
of the
tosses a reminder for it.
lanterns along the wall start to flicker again, and they all turn a very bright blue. The flame has turned blue. And you hear a
Spooky.
mad cackle start to echo through the room. And it's that
Memorizes that.
same old, like cracked voice that said I was coming for you, but it just starts mocking you, saying that you should just leave. You're never gonna be able to save this child. She's too far gone. Just go.
Insight check.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if it's the demon and they're trying to
yeah.
like one up us.
Yeah. That'll be a disadvantage.
Okay, that's right. Okay, 11.
An 11. You're starting to believe that there is, like, this ritual is not succeeding, and that you may not be able to save this child.
Shit. And Sawyer's gonna like take a step back.
I do not believe you. Something is about my. I am the best at taunting. I will taunt you, you silly knigget.
About that time, the room starts to get quiet again. All of a sudden, you can't hear Deidre casting the ritual anymore. You can see her lips moving, but it's as if there's no sound left in the room. You don't hear the child screaming. You see them moving around, and all of a sudden, the room fills with this very calming glow. So I'm going to combine two of these because, why not? Where'd it go? I was just looking at it. There's a
You didn't need it anyway.
I know, right? A calming glow starts emanating from that portal again, and as it's glowing, you start to hear harps playing in the background, and you all can go ahead and roll me 2d8.
Ooh.
I never get to roll d8s. There you are.
Do you want each number or them together?
Just the total.
Okay. 11.
Thank you to Dabs for the cheers, by the way. I did not catch those coming in. I appreciate you, my dude. All right, these D8s have not helped me with cure woundsing people. Oh, that's good, though. I hope high numbers help me. That's a 14.
Okay, so whatever you all rolled, you gain back in health.
Nice.
Ooh!
And then from the beautiful harp echoing, you all will gain 1d8 bonus for your next roll of choice.
Ah.
And you start to you see
You got double bardic inspiration, Maddie.
Yes.
You see the portal itself start to close, and you see Deidre kind of loosen up because it look, and you're starting to hear the room fill back up with just noises like the wood creaking, and everything seems right. The child looks very worn out and tired. So does Deidre, to be honest, but she is obviously done with the ritual. And that is where we will stop for break.
Oh, that means there's a second half. Oh.
Before we go, thank you, J-Mount, for giving a subscription to Real Wimble-Bimble, another one of our adventurers. We're another sub closer to another giveaway. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you supporting us.
All the support.
And if anyone was curious, I finished adding eyelets to this. So,
Nice.
Ah.
But, guys, bear with us just a little bit. We are going to get up, stretch our legs, refill our beverages, use the restroom,
Make a peanut butter sandwich.
Make a peanut butter
little
sandwich.
snack.
Recover from the terrible smells and
Drunken
sights that we
satyrs.
just saw in this room. And
Ugh.
we will be back in just a few moments. So hang out with us when we come back. See you guys.
See you soon. Oh.
Because, ain't no party like a exorcism party, because the exorcism party don't stop.
Oh, I hope it stops at some point.
What's up, guys? We are back. Thank you
Hi,
for
guys.
breaking with us. I hope you enjoyed the updated art reel. I don't know when the music actually went poof, Eric, but hopefully it was just during that music video. Otherwise, everything will be back to normal next week, hopefully. But as we left off, the portal itself had closed. The child looks like she's seen better days, and Deidre is, recovering from spending all this time casting the ritual. Now, this all happened within 15 to 30 minutes worth of time. Like, it was, a pretty decent amount of time to be casting a ritual. You guys saw many things coming from the portal. The bunny is still there with you, obsessed with Cheshire.
Bunny.
Are the satyr corpses still here?
The satyr
This bunny's
corpses
gonna be
are
with us
still
for the
here.
rest of the campaign. We're gonna take that bunny through everything.
Well, Cheshire has such a love of rabbits, so. But as you're doing that and you're kind of recovering from everything that just happened, what's going on with our characters?
Wick is composing himself. He's trying to And he's also looking around the room because he does not trust this comm. After all the craziness that just happened, he does not trust this comm.
Yeah, Sawyer's kind of riding the high of some good fight outcomes. But she's also hasn't let her guard down just yet. Just because, like, if there was a demon somewhere, it has to go somewhere else. So either we're gonna have to fight it or we're gonna have to get it out of somebody else.
Cheshire will lean down and see if the bunny will let him pet its head.
Okay.
I do not trust this bunny.
Priorities.
The bunny kind of like its ears kind of like go opposite directions as you start scratching its head, and its little foot starts patting the ground.
Oh,
Cute.
Then I don't know what to do with you. Like, I don't want to leave or open this door for a minute and let you out or anything, but this is a bad spot for you to be. You made a mistake hopping through that little portal. I just want you to know that. That was
Cheshire.
very unwise. Yes?
Hey, Cheshire, make another propose. Is that what it's called? The baby thing. I turn around and Seaton's like upside down, hanging like this. Put the bunny in one. You got more sashes.
I'll try and tie up a papoose. Historically, I am bad at tying knots.
This is your moment.
You got the ability back to tie knots.
Okay. Then I'll basically just make a sling from shoulder to hip.
Okay.
And just try and see if the bunny will ride on my hip.
Okay. The bunny kind of makes itself comfortable. Its head just kind of poking out every now and then so it can see what's going on.
So is this like big fat bunny, or is this like little bunny rabbit?
A fat bunny.
Okay. Ugh, those bastards can get heavy. I try and adjust the weight to somewhere comfortable where it's not, and I like swing my sword around a little bit to make sure it's not in the danger zone, and then I'll Deidre, did it work?
I think I did everything that was in my teachings, everything that I knew how to do, and the portal closed. I think it did work.
Nadia Van Haren, how are you feeling?
And about the time that you say that, you hear a very familiar cackling of an old voice, and the lights dim down real quick, almost like as the room filled with black. Like you could see the lanterns, but they're very dimmed out. It's almost like it's just a black cloud filled the room out of nowhere. And as the black cloud dissipates, you are confronted with a very hideous looking woman, we'll say. She has feet that her toenails are pointed like claws, like her toenails have not been cut in ages. Very muscular calves, long skinny legs. As you get up to her torso, she's more just like almost just like skin and bones. Like definitely like she could eat a sandwich or two. But down to her hands, like same thing with her fingernails, just like the sharpest, dirtiest looking claws. As you come up to her face, it almost looks like her face is very slender and gaunt. Eyes are whited out. Teeth are very sharp.
Like mine.
Like yours. And she has horns that come up and circle kind of down this way a little bit. She's got long black hair with one like white streak going through it. Along her waist, she has skulls and bones, almost like a belt, and a necklace with more bones coming down. They look like finger bones almost. I'll give you guys the picture reference that I was just.
Where is she?
She's standing on kind of like the far corner of the room. So like the door was here.
The side of the room that Wick is?
No, the opposite side.
Okay.
So you have like the door here, Wick is like here, the bed is here, you two, Sawyer and Cheshire are like down here, and this lady popped up over here, if that makes sense.
Some Valak ass shit. Mm-mm. For anyone who actually does horror.
All right, there's the picture. And she as she appears, she just starts, cackling. She's like,
Lovely.
You thought you were taking this child from me, but I just see it as 3 more souls to consume. And all of a sudden, you hear Deidre say, "Oh no. No. I did everything right. I could not have failed like this again." And
Again?
Hey.
she's like, "Yeah, I've it's not very often that you have to perform an exorcism. Let me tell you, it's not as easy as you might think. But I've seen this hag before. This is Grinowin the Cracked. She's not one to fool around with. But if she's here, we have a chance. We can end her. If we all work together, we can end her right now. She's here in front of us. She's not in our dreams."
Yeah, I mean, I've killed a hag with my fists before. Let's make it 2.
Everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
Whoop! Disadvantage again, or is that over?
That's over.
Okay. Still shit.
24.
I mean, bad. It's not good.
7.
Oh, I beat somebody. 8. You could add your D8 to this if you don't want to add it to something later.
I'm gonna save that.
Okay.
That sounds like getting tacked to a damage roll there.
I always forget that I took what is it, the alert feat? Yeah, so my initiative is +8.
Ooh, that's a good one.
As Deidre is talking to you and telling you about who this hag is, she says, "Shut up, you fool! You're not gonna end me. You stand no chance." And we will start with Maddy in the initiative.
You already know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna just go straight up to her and start swinging.
Okay.
So for my first attack, 19 to hit.
A 19 hits.
And my second attack, 15 to hit.
A 15 does not hit.
Okay, so for that first hit,
Add your inspiration or your D8.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. +7.
And that
That's
hits.
what, 20, whatever.
Yep.
Yay!
Okay,
Useful.
cool. Yay! I always forget about that, so thank you for reminding me.
Mhm.
So the first one is 8 damage. The second one is 6 damage. And then is this an action? Yes, it is. Can't do that. You know what? I'm gonna use a key point to do a stunning strike on her.
Okay. And
So,
that is a save on my side, right?
Yes, con save.
Let's see.
And if they don't have the saving throw listed, you just add the modifier.
Okay. 21.
What? All right, she's not stunned.
So as you've made a few punches on her, she's very, very, like, she gets appalled by it and like recatches herself and like looks back at you and like lets out this like almost like a hissing sound and like a mixed with like a scream almost. And she is going to she's going to hit you with a claw attack.
Ooh.
Oh, it's some fisticuffs over there.
For her,
All right.
her first
Back and forth, back and
action.
forth.
Marquis of Queensbury rules.
The first action that is a 10.
To hit?
Yep.
Does not hit.
Okay.
My AC
So-
is 15.
As she slices at you with these claws,
Oh.
you're able to just quickly dodge out of the way, and she's just like, okay, well, obviously you might be too much of a threat to deal with right now, and she's outnumbered. So for her second attack, she is going to do magic missile.
Rude.
I know, right? Let's see. And you create 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see within range. Dart deals 1d4 plus 1. All darts strike simultaneously, and you could direct them to hit one creature or several. Okay. Excuse me. So she is going to launch one at each of you, and as they hit, because I don't roll on that. They hit, right?
Magic missile is one of the few effects in the game that is non-optional, just works absolutely every time. Damage.
That's what I thought. So
It's piddling, but it's effective.
right. So as these magic missiles hit each of you, you will all take 5 points of damage, and it's going to thrust you just straight back from your current position.
Whoa.
And that will take us to Cheshire.
Okay. Man, the number of creatures we have fought today with horns is unsettling.
Wait till the next one comes. Wait, what?
So we're done.
Round 3?
We're done with trying to keep the room dark. So I'm going to spend my bonus action this turn lighting the flame tongue scimitar up.
Okay.
Which means I'm going to get 2 attacks instead of 3, but I'm going to make 2 attacks. I'm going to run. I'm going to mirthfully leap over the bed with them satyr gams, what I got, and try and attack her witchy butt.
Okay.
You hear Sawyer go, oh, he doesn't skip leg day.
Okay, these are probably fine. I have I think these are +6 to hit. Yeah, so I got an 18 and a 17 to hit.
An 18 and a 17, they both hit.
Cool. They've both got to be with the flame tongue. Now, in the interest of things, this creature looks like a kind of creature I'm familiar with. Do I need to tell you which damage is the fire damage in case she's immune or resistant to it?
Yep.
Okay. So it's going to be. Let's see. I'm going to also spend a point of my own inspiration to do a defensive flourish. Okay, so I'm going to roll D8 again. Sorry,
No, you're good.
lots of stuff. All right. So the magical slashing damage that I deal is 8 plus 6, so 14. And then I also do
And what kind of damage was that? I'm sorry.
magical slashing damage.
Okay.
And then I also do 15 points of fire damage.
Okay. So as
And as I'm doing
Yeah.
this, the way that I am fighting, the way where some of that damage came from is the defensive flourish, which does a little bit of extra damage to her. It was 3. And I increase my armor class by the same number until my next turn.
okay.
Ah.
Fancy.
So as you are dancing with these swords and looking very magnificent while you do it,
As
she,
per usual.
you make solid contact with her, but not as good as you had hoped. Like, it was doing very well. So it was 15 and 14, right?
That sounds right.
All right, so both of those are going to be halved. So 7 up.
The magical slashing damage too?
Yep.
Usually the magic weapon is a workaround. That's bad.
Oh yeah, my fists count as magical weapons at this level. If that changes anything about my
What
turn.
kind of damage is it?
Bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning.
Okay. So we'll take that into effect next time.
Okay.
So that'll be 14 points of damage total.
But I felt that the fire was partially effective.
Yeah, the fire was
Because I could stop using that sword at all if I thought it was, like, worthless. Because I got another sword.
She is resistant to fire.
Resistant. Okay.
So
Cool.
Yep.
And I will, as I'm cutting into her, not as effectively as I would hope, say, picking on children, little girls, innocent youths. It's very unbecoming, very... That is evil.
But her soul was started to taste so good.
You pick on someone your own size who also has horns.
You may have your wish. Wick, you are up.
Okay, so Wick is going to sneak under the bed to get to her. To also go ahead and make a sneak attack because he's going to stab her in the foot.
And big toenail-y feet.
Yeah, get him.
Would you like me to make a stealth roll?
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth roll. And question for another DM. This monster has a +6 to perception. Could I roll that to see if I notice? Or would that be just kind of competing against the stealth roll?
So normally, it takes an action to make a perception check in combat, but you normally roll off your passive perception score, which should be noted right next to it. So if Wick rolls and you hear a number that is 16 or less, you're aware of it.
Oh yeah, I just rolled a 21.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're able to sneak up, and you said you're gonna try and stab
I'm
her in
gonna
the foot.
stab her in the foot with my butterfly knife that turns limbs into butterflies.
Oh.
Okay.
But I'm also going to make it a sneak attack, which does an extra. I just had it pulled up. Where are you?
It's an odd level. Is this 46 now?
Yeah. So it does an extra 46 of damage.
Wow. Okay. And
But I'm also going to turn her leg into a fucking flurry of butterflies.
and
So we have to hit still, but you have advantage if she's not aware of it.
yeah.
Yes.
And what kind? And with a dagger, I'm assuming that it's gonna be piercing or slashing.
Be piercing.
Piercing.
So roll your to hit.
I'm going to add my +8 to that. I rolled a 14.
Oh.
Even with your advantage? Yikes.
Did you use that extra?
I did not
D8?
add advantage.
Yeah, that's the whole point of sneaking. You would have gotten
Roll
the sneak
it.
attack just because I'm standing there.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a dummy dumb. So that's a 17.
Hey.
A 17 hits.
So it's
17 hits. A man chooses. A slave obeys. Bioshock? Anybody? No? Okay, just me.
I need 46. 2.
46
Come on,
and a d4, yeah?
Yep. Got my D4. Got 2 of my 4D6. Grabbing 2 more.
So many
I'm
dice.
So many dices.
If
so
you need
little
more
time.
dice, you can get them over at mistymountaingaming.com.
Yeah.
Get you some.
Use
Hey,
code
we didn't hear your
HAPPY10.
code. There you go. We just added new stock. There's a new style called Dragon Egg on the site now.
Oh yeah,
Those are
those
so
look
cool.
cool.
I need to look because I haven't done the things this quarter, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I rolled a 1 on my. Oh, it's 4D4 plus 3.
What?
So to be 4.
It's 1d4 plus 4d6 plus
Right.
3.
Yes.
Okay.
Dyslexia. Sorry. Numbers are confusing sometimes.
Numbers are hard, guys.
Numbers are hard for me sometimes.
How dare this game of pretend make us have to do numbers?
I know, right?
God damn it. Why with the maths? So that's a 1 on my D4. And then that's. Oops. 4 plus 4. 12 for my 46.
Okay.
Plus the 4 from your
Correct.
1 and your 3.
Correct.
So that's 16 points of magical piercing damage, plus whatever the
Yes.
butterfly knife does.
So,
Butterfly leg.
as you stab into her foot, with this being your first time using it, you see her leg just erupt into. It holds its shape of the leg, but it's almost like it's like a leg-shaped jar just full of butterflies. Like,
It's like the
like you can-
Christmas
you
Story
can-
leg lamp.
yeah, like you can reach out and you can touch them. Like there's not a physical barrier, but it's like she can still walk on it. But it's all butterflies. And
Wick just wanted to see what it did.
as-
But, like, yeah, his
As you stabbed
dagger points
into
at the
it,
floor.
like you put everything you had into it, and the dagger seems to be stuck in the floor at this point. The damage was also halved because she's resistant to piercing damage.
What isn't she resistant to? I'm also going to take more of my movement and back the fuck away from her and go back under the bed.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't want to be near this lady when she gets mad.
As you stab and she just lets out this gut wrenching like scream, and like snaps down and like sees you skitter under the bed, and that will bring us back to Sawyer's turn.
Okay. Here's what I would like to do. I'm gonna take some more punches, but I would like to use the drain feature of my ring.
Okay.
So for the first attack, instead of me rolling to hit, she's gonna make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. $18.
Dang it. Okay, well, you only take half of the necrotic damage that I was originally gonna give you. Okay. So instead of 6d4, it's 4d4.
Okay.
And I've got, let's see, 2, 6, 9 necrotic damage that I regain as hit points.
Whoop whoop!
And that's just straight magical damage.
It's
Yes.
necrotic, yeah.
Necrotic.
Okay. You
It's all gross
you said
and like
9.
yes, got some like nasty, moldy sort of like part of her where I hit disintegrates a little bit. The skin gets all black and gross.
Oh.
Mhm.
And then I hit normal. One more. So
Sounds like
gonna use the
Saitama.
big guy.
Normal punch.
Yeah, normal punch. That's what Sawyer does. That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Ooh.
Wonderful. 9 bludgeoning.
That'll be
And-
halved, so it'll be 4.
Okay. And then I am going to use a key point for a flurry of blows.
Okay.
Like a
So
flurry of bows.
Oh,
Swinging the-
Hey.
those elbows.
Nat 20 for the first hit.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll. So.
See, we can
well,
do
I
it
just
too,
threw
Rob.
that. Hello.
Do it,
Um,
please.
Not me, but Maddie.
14 points for that one. And then the second in the flurry of blows. Does a 22 hit?
22 hits.
Punch,
Oh,
punch.
baby, 9 more. So half to 4.
Okay.
And
Just whittling away, whittling
Think-
away.
I think that's just about all I can do right now. So I'm just gonna like stay up at her, like in her face.
Okay. Like she's, kind of being caught off guard from, just back-to-back attacks from you all. But she seems like very obsessed with Cheshire's words of why don't you pick on somebody your own size that has horns, and she's going to target you specifically, and she's going to cast sleep.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
This spell sends creatures into a magical slumber. Roll 5d8. This is the total of how many hit points of creatures this can affect. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected in ascending order of the current hit points, ignoring unconscious creatures. Starting with the...
I know how it works. If you want to roll that 5d8,
Perfect.
I'll help you out with it.
Awesome, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If this works, I'm in trouble, by the way. Let's be clear.
No.
32 points.
32 points. So, unless she is casting... Well, first of all, I have more than 32 hit points, so it doesn't affect me.
Okay.
If there is a creature in the room, including the little girl, who has less than 32 hit points, we subtract their number of hit points from the total, and they fall asleep.
Okay. So that brings us down to 28.
Now, if there's another creature in the room with 28 or less hit points, they fall asleep.
No, Wick.
Okay, so Wick, how many points did you have?
At the current moment, I have 20 hit points.
How much does Deidre have? More or
Deidre,
less?
Deidre has more.
Okay. So, in that case,
And the bunny
Cheshire...
probably falls asleep too.
And the bunny and probably falls asleep.
You know what? We'll say the bunny fell asleep so that we're still at 7 points.
So no one else in the room is going to have 7 hit points or less.
Okay.
But that'll mean that the girl and the bunny and Wick are taking a nap.
Okay.
Good night.
She's,
Well, you're under the
Yeah.
bed already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Aww.
So at
If
least
only you were on
Hopefully
top
I'm
of the
safe.
bed.
She's like, well, now that the playing field is a little more even, she's gonna focus on Cheshire and Sawyer, and she is going to cast Ray of Enfeeblement.
Ugh.
As she's doing this, a black beam of enervating energy springs from her fingers toward both of you, because she's basically doing one from each hand. So it says, make a ranged spell attack against target. On a hit, the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends. At the end of each target's turn, it can make a Constitution saving throw against the spell. On success, the spell ends. So
So the little bit of good news in there is that's a ranged spell attack, and we are in melee with her.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be a little harder for her to hit us. But
Okay.
oh boy. I'm already dealing half damage.
I know that this isn't a missile, but imagine if I could deflect missile this spell and
Oh,
just
that'd be
grab
cool.
the gross energy and send it back at her. Oh,
If only we could do that with magic missiles. That would
I
be
know.
a great class ability.
that would be dope.
So the attacks against each of us are at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Okay.
Try and hit me, I
So-
dare you.
Now, you do
Cheshire?
have a banked advantage, by the way, from the beginning of the session if you wanted to spend it on me.
I was attacking you first, and with a disadvantage, that's 2. So I'm assuming that does not hit.
It does not.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
A 4, so that does not hit it either.
No.
And she just like hisses like, why is none of this working? And she snaps her head and looks at Deidre. And we'll go to Cheshire.
Deidre, unless you intend to sit there like a bump on a log, would you wake up our friend underneath the bed, please? I hear gentle snoring.
So cute.
My armor class is back to normal, and I've got my bonus action back, so I'm going to try and hit her 3 times.
Yeah.
Screw you, lady.
Punch her in the face.
So, number 1,
What she gets for picking on our little
that'll be a
kids.
17 to hit. I
Now,
think that
do
hits.
those use strength?
They use dexterity since
Okay.
I'm fighting with finesse weapons.
Cool. Well, you weren't affected by that spell anyway. Never mind.
So 17 was actually the lowest number I rolled to hit.
17 hits.
Okay. So 1 with the frost brand. Does she resist cold as well? Probably, being a devil lady. All right. So I'm just going to give you a total number, and you can just half it.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So 7. Rolled 2 1s. So that's 30 points of slashing, fire, and cold, reduced to 15 points of damage.
So 15 total.
Yeah, 15 is what she actually takes.
All right. And that's halved, you said, or am I having it?
15 is already half.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It
cool,
was
cool, cool.
30.
Gotcha.
And
My-
just
My brain works good.
spinning the weapons in front of him, trying to be as with a shards of ice flying in front of him and his big bright ass flaming weapon swinging in front of her. He's just trying to paint himself as attractive a target as he can. And he's chopping, says, I spent so much of my life trying to make children smile, and you're doing basically the opposite of that. I hate you.
I love the image of this hag being just like rushed by Sawyer and Cheshire, and then Wick is just like taking a little nap.
And, you know, Cian's just sleeping on your back. So
Oh yeah, Cian's just vibing. And there's a bunny
Upside
next
down.
to him.
Upside
Upside
down, yeah. So, Wick, what are we doing with you? Are you just because it's a magical slumber?
Yeah, is there any way that I can wake myself up from it? That is
I
it.
think
I don't
you
think that's a
sleep
thing.
for a minute unless someone else uses their action to shake you awake, or if you take damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and remains unconscious until the spell ends. The sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake. Subtract the creature's hit points from the total before moving on to the creature with the next lowest hit points.
Oh,
A creature's hit
question.
points must equal. Okay.
If Cheshire hit her, does she have to check her concentration for that spell?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
I
I don't know if it was a concentration spell or not.
I'll
It might
quickly
not.
check. It isn't.
Ah.
Even
That's
so,
okay.
with her having the damage, she'd have had to roll a 10 like 3
That's
times.
true.
It's probably pretty easy if she's getting 21s to resist your stuff.
I'll get her. I'll get her.
I believe in you.
Okay, so you're just down there, sawing logs with your little bird,
Happen.
your bird snoring. So Maddie, that will bring us back to Sawyer's turn.
Okay. If Deidre is not going to join the fight because she's recuperating, I'm gonna sort of like pat Cheshire on the shoulder and go, "You got this for just the time being. I'm gonna go check on our little birdie friend."
Oh, yeah, I'm good. What about this situation would make you think I'm not good?
Oh no, you look so cool right now. And I'm gonna backflip towards the bed. Just and then
I
I'll
was
just
being sarcastic.
No, you're doing great. And I'm just gonna like squat down and use my action to like shake Wick awake and be like, "Good morning, little birdie boy. Hey, we still got some destroying to do. Are you ready to take on this hag and show her who's boss? 'Cause you're the boss."
I was having the most pleasant dream.
But imagine if your dream was instead to fight a hag, 'cause that's what's happening.
He like sleepily crawls from underneath
There
the
you
bed.
go. Yeah, there you go, buddy.
And just like stays on the floor for a minute. Like he's awake, but he's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
on the floor.
It's like when you wake up like a grumpy teen and they're just like, "What's happening?"
Uh-huh.
And then bonus action. No, I'm gonna save my key points. I'll just chill where I am. That'll be my turn.
I'm gonna look something up real quick.
Okay.
Sorry. Because that brings us back to the hag's turn.
Careful, she's gonna get you.
She might.
I'd like to see her try.
Okay. So as you're kind of poking your head back up and checking to make sure Cheshire's okay, she is going to take a swipe at Cheshire.
She didn't have to. She didn't want to.
She
I'm
doesn't
fine with
have
it.
to.
Does
It's
not.
It's
She could just hang out.
But she wants to.
very
There's something
true.
about your like face that doesn't
23.
like-
Scratchable.
I get that.
23
It's
hits.
the
okay,
horns,
you'll get a
man.
cool
Yes,
scar.
it does.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right, so 12 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And she's like,
Okay.
"You said you wanted this." And she's going to.
Don't do. Wanting is. It's just preferable than the alternative. I say, like spitting some blood to the side.
Well, you know what? I'm done with this, and she's gonna swipe at you again with her other clawed hand. 21.
Yep. I am the AC tank of the party, but I only go up to a 17, baby.
18 points of slashing damage.
Yowza! Now that's a real problem. Okay,
And she just lets out
I'm
this
up.
cackle as she sees you starting to bleed as these claws have like sliced across your skin. And that will bring us to your turn.
Cheshire stumbles back and hits the edge of the bed right at the back of his knees and actually kind of sits on it for a sec before gathering himself again. He's pretty rocked. Is he rocked to the point where we should definitely be putting this thing down, or where he should heal himself?
Don't worry, buddy. I can tag you out in a couple turns.
He remembers the fight with Agdon Longscarf, where he was the only one who was able to pick his friends up when they went down. So he's going to try and give himself a chance to weather that storm again. He's going to cast Cure Wounds at 4th level on himself.
Okay.
And that's going to take his action. Where'd my other D8 go? There we go. Roll high, please. This is my only 4th level spell slot. 6, 7, 12. I'm gonna get 24 points of health back,
Okay.
which is good because I was down to 10.
Ah.
And as I sheathe a sword and then clap a hand onto my chest and say mumble a quick little something to myself. Say, okay. Let's try that again. I don't think I have any other bonus action-y stuff except for my inspiration, which I need to do a defensive flourish next turn. So I could cast no, because I cast a spell. So I'm done.
Okay. So Wick, at this point you're kind of awake but still fighting coming out from underneath the bed, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm out from underneath the bed. I just have not peeked my head up yet because that doesn't seem like a smart choice, but he's gonna go ahead and like peek his head up now, and I'm gonna cast Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
Ooh.
Which is a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Which just like, I've had enough of this.
Is this
I was very pleasantly asleep.
this is a spell, correct?
Correct.
All right, so I have magic resistance, so I have advantage on saving throws.
Ah.
Roll bad. Roll bad.
The first one was bad. And it was wisdom, you said?
Correct.
All right, so that would be a 19.
I can read those lips.
Yep.
Well, I tried, y'all.
I still
You're-
love you and Wick so much.
Luckily, it was a cantrip, so I didn't waste a spell slot.
Mhm.
Is that your turn?
Wait, is it? Yeah,
Okay.
that would be my turn.
And she just lets out this cackle and she says, Deidre, these are the fools that you thought you could stop me with? You stand no chance. I will drag you back to the ethereal plane and you'll be stuck there with me forever.
Deidre, do you know this? Are you familiar with this demon?
I've encountered her before on previous exorcisms, but I mean, like I said, I'm not very well seasoned. This is only my second or third one that I've done. Believe me, I'm not a friend, and I want her gone. This is terrifying. And she's gonna run over to the door, trying to open it, but it seems as if it's like lodged shut almost.
Good. We can't escape. She can't escape.
She's stuck in here with us.
That's right. I'm not surrounded. This is a target-rich environment. I can barely see the eyebrows twitching behind the bangs.
Okay, so if that is it, we will go back to Sawyer.
Sawyer sees all this going down and this hag being haggy, and
Haggy
she goes,
McHagface.
"Oh, all right, we're gonna exercise you with fists," and I'm gonna run towards, and she's gonna pause and go, "And this," and pull out my staff. And first, we're gonna go for a swing with the staff.
Yeah. New staff.
Yeah, baby.
Did you
And
take that staff, or was it in the loot pile?
Oh no, I still have my staff on my back.
Okay, but not the lightning one.
Oh no, this is just the extendable
Yeah. Okay,
one.
gotcha.
Yeah. So that will be 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Yeah.
That plus 6 is okay.
Don't forget,
so-
you do have another D8 if you need it.
Yeah.
Because you got
I'll put this back out. Thank you. I forgot. Okay, that is 11. 8, 9, 10, yes, 11 damage.
Type.
Bludgeoning.
So halved.
Okay.
So we'll go down to 5.
Yep.
I'm going to do my second attack with the quarterstaff again. Because as fun as punching is, I always forget that my quarterstaff does more damage. So that is a 22.
now.
Hits.
For now.
Yeah.
9, 10.
Okay, so
Damage.
halved. It'll
Halved
be...
to 5.
So she's looking a little worn at this point, like almost like her butterfly leg is starting to give out a little bit on her.
Imagine a butterfly leg giving out.
But she's still standing pretty strong, and as she like whips back around, like almost like screams at you.
Sawyer recognizes that she's not seemingly hitting as hard as she usually is with this damage getting halved. So we're going to use another key point for a flurry of blows.
Yeah.
I got a nat 20 on my dragon dice.
Yes!
Oh, 2 nat 20s in one fight. Let's go. Okay. 7, 8, 9 for the first one. Oh, wait, doubled.
Double that die.
Is it bludgeoning?
13.
Or
13. Yeah, it's all bludgeoning.
So
It's gonna be a
but you know what? It was a nat 20, so I'll give it to you.
13 damage.
13. Okay.
And then the second one, I'm going to use my little flower one.
yeah.
Oh, 16.
Does not hit.
Then I'm going to use my last D8.
Junebug redeems inspiration
plus
for not seeing.
8 more.
That hits.
All right. 6 damage, so 3.
3.
Uh-huh.
That's for you, Misfit, because you're in Cian's frame.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sawyer's just gonna, lock eyes with her and just say, You keep missing me. I could keep doing this all day. So come at me. You haven't. You only hit me with that little spell. You haven't really gotten your hands on me.
How about thee?
So with that,
On guard.
she is going to, after your remarks, she's gonna reach out and grapple your wrist, almost like she's grabbing your hand to drag you away.
Sure.
Picture it like
Good.
that.
Great.
And that is a natural 20.
Oh, cool.
The 20s are high tonight,
fine.
guys. The
This is
20s
fine.
are high. And she's like, "Oh, you want me to grab you, do you?
Sure, let's do it.
You know,
Cheshire, get out of here.
why don't you just, come home with me? Let's make this fight fair."
Oh. Yeah, take
and
me out to dinner first, I mean, please.
She opens up a portal of etherealness. And she's going to move through this portal into the ethereal plane with you.
Okay. Do I make
Does
any
she rip
sort
her
of...
through the dagger? That's
What's that?
does she because you said the dagger was stuck in the floor. So does she rip her foot with the butterflies off of it?
I mean, you kind of stabbed through a butterfly when it made contact, but
Okay.
And do I need to make
Yeah.
any sort of strength check or saving throw
I
for
would
this with the grapple? I mean, I'm down to go to this other plane with this scary lady, but
It was a nat 20. She's not doing any damage, so I'm gonna say no. She's just
Okay.
taking you there.
there were guys. I got this.
And she's cackling as she drags Sawyer through there. The portal's still open, but it's filled with nothingness in there as far as you can see. Cheshire, you're up.
I will turn over my shoulder to Deidre and say, "Good news. I'd say the girl is not being troubled anymore. Maybe inform the parents. Hope to see you again." And I'll jump into the portal.
We're about to TPK and Ty's not even here.
Am I, having jumped through the portal, am I there with them immediately? Or am I like in transit, or what's the...
I would say you use your turn gaining your senses as you like kind of land on the ground wherever this dark plane is.
Yeah, do you want to have any fun describing this dark plane, or is it a dark plane?
I know nothing about the ethereal plane, so
If it helps, I've always imagined it is supposed to be a reflection of the material plane.
Okay.
Like things that are here are there, and things that are there are here. I've personally always imagined it, and you're welcome to co-opt this or ignore it.
Sure.
As like when Frodo puts the ring on in the Lord of the Rings movies, and everything goes white and wispy and isn't quite in focus.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Like, you don't see anything else around you. It's just a very like dulled out dark version of where you were essentially.
I look at how my big shiny sword is not really giving off any light, but is definitely still on fire. But I look up and I see that Sawyer, and by consequence CN, is right here.
Oh, yeah.
Say, we started it together. I'm along wherever this takes us. And that'll be it then.
Wick
flies through the portal.
Oh.
Like, right? Not with it. I'm coming.
I'm on the way, dear.
I'll be with you in a minute,
Everybody's
Mr.
on the
Peabody.
way.
So I'll say
Yeah,
that would be your turn, running around the bed to get through the portal.
Oh no, we would have like jumped up and just
Okay,
onto the bed and then like dove in.
gotcha.
Not the smartest thing to do.
It's not,
But
but
he did
it's
Has that ever stopped us?
Wick's not smart.
What?
He just does things.
So now
No.
that you are on this hag's plane, you notice that she feels a lot more confident and stronger. She is not happy that the rest of you followed, but she is she thinks she can handle you all without any reasoning or without any doubt. So, Sawyer, go ahead.
Because Sawyer sees that the damage she was trying to deal wasn't being dealt as much, is there any sort of check I could do to see if there's a weakness I could take advantage of? I don't know, wisdom or intelligence or something like that. Investigation. Your call. But I'm just thinking because Sawyer's used to fighting others that she might be able
Right.
to recognize a weakness after dealing with someone for a while.
True, but you don't have much experience with hags, correct? Other than the ones that you've seen in the Feywild, so they're still relatively new.
Sawyer's only knowledge is that Granny Nightshade had weak ankles.
That's fair. I'm gonna say that you're not aware. Like, you're aware that Granny had weak ankles, so that's the
Okay.
only weakness that you're aware of.
Cool. Then I'm gonna try and get out of this grapple.
Okay. Is that a contested throw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be as the initiator of the grapple, it has to be your strength or athletics.
Okay.
To escape, Sawyer can use acrobatics to worm her way out, or athletics to brute force her way out.
Okay.
I'm gonna do acrobatics.
Do it.
They have changed it for 1D&D
Oh,
in the
have
next
they?
edition,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be a fun conversation one day.
All right.
Or
I
listen
rolled,
to our podcast.
24.
Okay. I rolled a 19. Well, with the modifier, a 19. So
Cool.
you're able to like kind of slip your other fingers underneath her hand and I kind of get past like the gross fingernails.
Yeah, I do that, and then I like use my legs to like wall walk up her and like push myself out, and I flip back just because it's acrobatics.
Okay, that's
And I
fair.
land. And because that would be my action, we're gonna use another key point, running low, but it's fine. And I'm gonna do. We'll do some more. Actually, I'm gonna try another stunning strike just to see if we can do it.
Okay.
So I need a con saving throw.
And this
This is not a spell.
correct.
Nope, it's just me hitting so hard I try to stun you.
So that'll be a 16.
Oh my god, that's so close! Dang it! No, she is not stunned. That, I believe, is all I can do right now.
Okay. And as you do that, she laughs and like you
I look at her and I say, grab me again.
You stand no chance here. I could easily go back through that portal, consume the soul of the child, and leave you all here, and you stand no chance. But
Wanna bet?
you know,
I think to go through the portal behind me, you'd have to get through me.
It's true.
he makes a good point. And you know what? She's gonna unleash 2 claw attacks on Maddie.
Do it.
Live,
Try
girl.
me. Try me.
Since she's on her plane, I'm gonna give her advantage. Being because she became stronger, we'll say. The first one is 17 plus 7.
Oh, just barely.
Just barely. Math. So the first one is going to deal 15 points of slashing damage. And then the second one is going to come at you for 17. Or 17 hit.
Just barely.
Just barely hits.
A lot of just barely tonight.
And a lot of nat 20s.
Yeah, what's that
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
guys?
try for a
Let me
third
know.
crit.
I know, right?
God.
And that will be
Misfit and I over here,
12
like,
points
what's
of slashing damage.
20 like?
Okay. I'm hurting
What's
a
that
little bit,
like?
but I can manage.
Okay.
As she's like just wailing on you with these claws and these talons, almost as if she's fighting for her life at this point. She's confident, but she's very feral, and she's just going to town, clawing away at you.
Yeah,
You're
do it
starting
again. Hit me again.
You're having those claw marks. You're starting to have blood kind of come out where she's scratching you.
Yeah, Sawyer like wipes the blood off and like she stumbles for like a half a second and then she just stands right back up and is like, bring it on.
That will bring us
You'll have
to
some
Cheshire.
scars. So you're saying that she is clawed and she is talented?
Very much so.
Okay. How does Sawyer need Cheshire to step in healing wise?
On a scale of 1 to 69, I feel about 28.
69. Holy hell, girl. What's it like to have invested in Constitution and have a higher hit die than me?
Oh, I was very pleased when I rolled when we leveled up and I got to 69.
Nice. All right. Well, that's more total than me, so I'm gonna assume you're fine. And I'll spend all 3 attacks with the wombo combo, and I'll keep. If my back is not immediately at the portal, I'll walk up, do my attacks, and then I'll move back and be in front of that portal again. If I have to provoke to do that, I will do that. But here comes some attacks.
Eater.
One of them is a little low, so I'm going to use that D8 that you had banked for me. So that is going to be that's going to turn it into a 23 and a 19 for the first 2.
Okay.
And then the other one jumped out of my tray. I'm going to use an inspiration so graciously afforded to me by Icy. Be my last inspiration to re-roll that 2. And turn it into a 19 again.
Okay.
All right, and we're gonna buy the farm this time. I'm gonna use another, and my final use of Bardic Inspiration to do another defensive flourish. And this is my last trick in that particular sleeve. So 7. It'd be a lot easier if I just got myself another D6 from somewhere. But it will.
Hey, I know where you can buy some of those.
Yeah, well, I've got a whole bunch to my right, but they're in boxes. That is 41 points of fire, cold, and slashing damage reduced to 20.
Okay.
Nice.
So, how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
He can't roll 20s, but he can steal credit!
Geeter.
So, adjusting the sling so that the rabbit is a little bit more on the small of the back and he has a little more freedom to move. Say, if I can even call you a person, you are the worst kind. You're right up there with herringons. Taking on children, splitting up families, causing pain and consternation. I'd love to say I'm going to feel bad about this later, but I'm going to feel really good about this later. And he will just leap up into the air and just come down upon her with the scimitars and just take them both to the ground, swinging in, trying to take off the hands that have touched and hurt his friends, and breaking through femurs and breaking down into ribs and cracking into a skull. And he's going to spend longer than necessary, a few extra swings after the moving stops, just belaboring this corpse.
And as the body falls and she lets out her last breath, she falls limp to the ground, leaving you all in this ethereal plane by yourselves, and it has a very creepy tone to it.
I turn my back to see if the portal's there.
You start to see it flickering a little bit. If you were
I'm gonna use my monk speed.
If you were a
Grab
gambling
you
man,
guys.
you have, I would say, probably 5 minutes or so before it's closed.
5 minutes? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not that. Like, you have enough time to quickly do a loot and scoot, basically.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, let's loot and
everything.
let's scoot. More for the loot pile.
He'll turn to Sawyer, who is carrying another party member on her back.
Oh yeah, I flipped Cian back
Yeah.
around so all the blood in his head can go back to his little fairy body.
Say, take them through. I'm behind you. And I grab onto the non-butterfly leg of this woman, and I'm going to take her with me. I don't want to chance that portal closing. We'll do the looting back in the Feywild, baby.
Give me a wake, you want a piece?
Wick just runs.
All right, and I'll run after you.
We're gonna saddle the Van Herens with having a corpse in their daughter's bedroom, but we're gonna do it.
All right. So, how are you trying to get this body through?
Just like you would drag
Just
a
dragging her.
especially ornery drunk friend that has really put you through hell that night. You just grab him by the legs and walk, man.
No delicate tenderness or anything.
She can't feel it.
She can't. As you you were.
Is she like she's not like 12 feet tall or anything?
No,
she's-
like probably like 7-ish.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to look flattering doing it, but I'll just
Yeah, it's
scoop her.
definitely taking some effort, and you get through the portal and you're starting to drag her through, and you get her about halfway through and the portal closes.
Oh, does it chop her
Is it, like,
top
colored in
half off?
half?
So now you have the legs of a night hag.
Does that include her pockets, though? That's the important part.
And her weird, creepy belt.
Yeah.
I want the weird, creepy belt. I'm gonna wear it.
You've already got a skull hat. We have so
It'll
much skull
match!
It
accessories.
matches, yeah.
She
Matches.
did not have pockets. It was a dress.
Okay, but like belt
but
pouches?
The skull bone belt is there.
Yes!
Um,
Taking it. Wick puts it on.
The gals are like, yes, accessories.
Yeah, I don't dress my characters in any sort of RPG for stats. I want them to look good.
I mean, that's fair.
It matches my skull hat.
If you
You
haven't
look
played
so
Elden
good,
Ring
Wick.
yet, I'd love to see how you dress him up. Because my guy wore a bug as a head for so much of the game for the stats.
No, I don't go for stats. I just find the cute outfits.
Yeah, boy.
I'll have to.
Oh man, is this thing
see.
cursed? I didn't even think about that.
We can do the looting next time if you like. We're
Yeah.
right about
Oh, yeah.
shopping time, and you have a
Yeah.
week to think about it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the wording on it, but yeah, we can definitely do that. So we will,
Hooray!
guys.
saved-
We killed
saved
another
Nadia.
hat.
That is how you do a one shot in one night. If you need to take notes,
Rob, take notes.
Granted, I have genuinely never. Well, I did the battle royale in one night.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Was
that's
the
about
Monster Mash one?
The Monster Mash
Thing.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers was 2. My assault on the Barrel Tower, which was not streamed, was 2, and it was supposed to be 1. Most of them that were 1 were supposed to wound up being 2.
Why do you want to?
You're right, Junebug. Don't call me out like that. Technically speaking, my players chose that. We could have kept going.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. It was a fun, spooky little offshoot to the game. Hopefully you all enjoyed it.
Marvel?
I've been trying to get better with, being descriptive and making things, and I
So
felt like this was a good
good.
time to, make things seem creepy. So
It was definitely creepy.
It was
And
great.
Wick learned a whole bunch of new sounds that he can't wait to use.
But-
Let me say before
Yeah.
we tune out, hello to Tarvel, who came and
Tarvel.
joined us for the stream. I didn't notice until
What
just
up?
now.
Bye.
Always good to see Tarvel. Also, we are doing D&D again tomorrow night. It's our first time on a Thursday night
Oh, yeah.
doing D&D. It'll be a brand new campaign. It's called Search for the Spellforge. It is a retelling of the first and worst module for D&D, The Lost Mines of Phandelver. And we're going to try and fix it up, and we have brand new faces to the channel, new people to come and meet. If I can get the internet to work from my Canadian hotel, which is my
Ooh.
priority. I have all day tomorrow to work on it. We'll be starting at our normal time, 7 Central, and it should be fun.
Yay.
Who is playing in it?
It's going to be my buddy Levi. He goes by Forge online. There's going to be Katya and Rose Valorum. who are both members of the 20 Tails, who is another one of our adventurer
They
groups.
are lovely.
They are cool
lovely.
people. Rose is not going to be able to join us tomorrow. She has had life hit her like a brick wall in the past couple of weeks. And we have not had time to get her situated and her character set. Hopefully she'll be able to join us week after next, or week after tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. And then Samuel Dene, who goes by Husbando Senpai in the Discord. So,
Who is
oh my
also
Sophie's Husbando will be joining us and play.
He is
Exciting.
good people.
You get to meet the man that locked that down.
You get to meet the man that Sophie locked down.
Fair enough. He is a delight.
He is super
Yeah,
cool.
he's lovely.
It would mean a lot to me if anyone who was here came out and said hello to him. Personally, when he comes back, he is much less extroverted than most people who are normally on this channel. And so a nice warm welcome for him would go a long way. Also, thank you again to Cheesecake Panda Cosplay, who got us a new giveaway on her Lonesome tonight, where we will be delighted to give that away. Thank you, hun. We're sorry that you couldn't make it. Looking forward to having you out of that papoose. You'll probably stay in that.
We're
papoose,
so
let's face
cozy
it.
in there, though. Like,
Yeah.
don't even worry.
And you'll meet Cheshire's new friend. So
Oh, yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna take that bunny to the end.
I bet she's already got a name for that thing. She names everything. So come back and see us tomorrow night, and we'll be doing more stuff on Friday, and more stuff on Saturday, and more stuff on Sunday, and then you guys get Monday off, and so do I, because thank goodness I will be tired.
Halloween.
And
and
thank
in
you,
the
Rob, for a Halloween
meantime-
session.
yay!
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also stream midnights.
Also streaming
On
tonight.
all streaming services, we're trying to get a full top 10 of
Oh.
just Taylor.
You know what? We
Hey.
should see if Taylor Swift will sponsor
Marvel's here.
Misty Mountain Gaming streams.
Could you imagine?
I
I
her
would
to play
lose my
D&D.
mind.
yeah,
I would
you know,
lose
let's
my damn
get her
mind.
let's get her in as a guest character for next Wednesday.
would-
You know,
That
I'm
will
down
be
for
the
this.
first time Maddie runs a session.
Oh my
is for
god.
Taylor.
I would be too nervous the whole time.
anyway,
But
guys,
if that ever were to happen and Taylor was involved, we'd have to get April Gloria on here too.
Yes.
My fellow Swiftie adventurer.
guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Happy Halloween. Be safe. Eat lots of candy. And we will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night.
We love you guys.